As the NBA season comes upon us, there is yet another class of rookies gearing up to make their NBA debut. I've selected a list of 5 rookies going the next season that I'm personally most excited for, why I'm excited for them, and what we can expect to see out of them as the season progresses. I want to start off this list with a quick honorable mention, as I was honestly more excited to see this guy last year before the injury, and the excitement has kind of died down for me just a little bit. I'm sure y'all already guessed at this point, but I'm talking about Nikola Topic. The 6'6" point guard out of Serbia was drafted by the OKC Thunder with a 12th pick in last year's draft, but was unfortunately sidelined for the entirety of what was supposed to be his rookie campaign with a torn left ACL. In hindsight, it was probably a good thing he got hurt. Of course, I would never wish injuries upon anyone, but OKC has been shown to be a great developmental team, and there's a pattern of NBA players missing out on their rookie campaigns only to come back and be great in their second year. Needless to say, taking a year off will probably be great for his career. Being around a championship mentality and staff who's known to develop players well. Also, he won an NBA championship without having to play a single minute, so it's a win in my book. With that being said, I don't know what we can expect out of Topic this season. I don't know how he fits into the Thunder's already insanely deep rotation, especially at the point guard position. It might take him a few more years to get his footing on this team, or maybe even another team with their aspirations of repeating as NBA champions, thus putting him at the honorable mention spot. But I'm very interested in seeing what he does in the future with his career, because I think he can be a great player. He's a tall point guard with great vision and feel for the game, and I think the outside shot will become serviceable with reps. Enough about him though, let's get into number 5. So at number 5, I got Flagg. I really only have him on this list because he's like one of the most hyped prospects in recent memory. A 6'9" forward with a 7-foot wingspan and a 36-inch max vertical. He has all the tools to be an elite wing in today's NBA. I love Cooper as a prospect, but I just think I know what he's gonna be. At least half of it. We know he's gonna be great, and I just don't think there's any way he isn't. Having been watching Cooper for a couple of years now, I think it's crazy to see his growth as a player, especially offensively. It's hard to expect players with such amazing physical measurements like Cooper to be a developed offensive player coming out of high school, because it just puts them at such a big advantage against other players their age. So when Flagg decided to reclass up and forego his senior year to play at Duke, I was worried. I didn't know how it was gonna go, and I didn't know if his offensive game was developed enough, but he proved me wrong. In his first and only season at Duke, he averaged 19.2 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, and 4.2 assists with shooting splits of 48, 39, and 84. His outside shot and handle took a leap, as well as his post-up game. His jumper does look a little janky at times, but you can tell he worked on it over the course of last summer to get it where it is today. Flagg's biggest question to me is, what can his offensive ceiling be? He'll definitely end up being an all-time great on-ball and help wing defender, but how can he use his gifts to generate points for his team? We'll just have to see. Next up before I got VJ Edgecomb, the 3rd overall pick out of Baylor University. I actually wasn't that high on VJ going into the draft. I had my opinions, and those were that he was incredibly offensively limited for his size, and that his current skill set just wasn't going to cut it in the NBA. However, I saw some things in his summer league debut that changed my mind. He displayed a level of shot creation that he really hadn't shown at his time at Baylor, and his handle as well as his decision making was better than I had anticipated. And while he didn't shoot it well from 3, I liked his confidence, and the athleticism will always be appealing. I'm really excited for VJ, and I want to see how he carves out a role for Philly this year. Grimes and McCain are probably currently ahead of him in the depth chart, so we'll just have to see where he fits and how Nick Nurse integrates him. At number 3, I got Walter Clayton Jr. The 20th overall pick out of Florida is looking to have a solid rookie campaign. He had an impressive showing at Summer League, and he looked like someone who can come in and make an impact off rip. I'll admit I wasn't on the Walter Clayton Jr. train until he started going crazy during March, but part of that is due to the fact that probably not as tapped into college basketball as I should be. I don't have much to say about Walt, to be honest. It's funny because it feels like the higher I'm getting on my list, the less I have to say, but I just think Walter is just an NBA ready, polished, poised point guard. At number 2, I have Yann Hansen. I'm a fan of the Jokic-esque player. I was rocking with Jokic ever since he went on that crazy run in the bubble, and he became one of my favorite players in the NBA, and he even made me a Nuggets fan for a while. Sengun is one of my favorite players in the league right now on my favorite team, and I've been rocking with Sabonis ever since he touched down to Indy with Oladipo. I really like the way Hansen plays and his personality. He showed flashes of what makes other bigs like Jokic and Sengun and Powell great during his summer league outings. But what's most interesting to me is how the Blazers are going to pair him with Klingon. While the Twin Towers-esque lineup would be interesting to see, I think the defensive concerns would be a bit too much to make up for. You do get great rim protection with Klingon on the court, but he's just a bit too immobile to step out there on the perimeter against some of the more mobile fours of today's NBA. Hansen lacks that type of agility as well, so I think it'd be a bit too easy for teams to stretch them thin. and hopefully Chauncey can find a way to make it work out with those two. We'll just have to see though. And at number 1, I've got Trey Johnson. Trey Johnson is actually from the Dallas area, and I saw his progression as a player through Texas high school basketball. He won the state championship his junior year before transferring to Lincoln Academy for his senior season, later committing to Texas. I've always been a fan of his, and his shot making ability is just outright insane for how young he is. His offensive game does have some holes, notably in the facilitation department, but he's already a pretty complete scorer. He scores so maturely too, nothing crazy. He gets to his spots, he raises up, and is likely going to connect. I'm interested in seeing how he's going to rise to the top with the Wizards, as there's already some guys who want that spot, especially after trading for Cam Whitmore. There's a lot of young scoring talent in DC, and I'm sure they'd hate to get left behind. Competition is good though, it breeds success. Whoever wants it more will get it, and I think Trey Johnson will be the one to become the guy in our nation's capital. With a mentorship of a championship winning, proven elite scoring wing in Chris Middleton, I think he'll be just fine in this league. I have a lot of faith in him, and he's hands down, without a doubt, my favorite prospect out of this year's batch of rookies. While I don't think he'll win Rookie of the Year, we all know who that's probably going to. I think he'll for sure be in the race, and maybe even win a couple of Rookie of the Months out in the East. Let me know who y'all's favorite prospects are in this year's draft though. I'd love to know who y'all prefer, and I'm excited to respond to your comments. The music video will be coming soon, and peace.
Money all over the floor in the club. I just walked in with 2 bells, they turned me up. I ain't this shit was a freak in the city, should've come freak on done. Yeah, she wanna be my queen, she just not the one. We been around the bushes, we gon' fight tonight. You see how the people looking, think you like the light. I can tell when you want bullshit, then you like the light. She only come out at the dark when the time is right.